all know that on yearly basis, the UK government publishes the new statement of changes, which means that the UK laws are always being reviewed on yearly basis. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be sharing some important changes to immigration rules in the UK. If you're someone who is interested in that, do like and share this video, and also watch it till the end, because there are so many important changes I'll be sharing with you, so you'll be aware of what is going on at the moment. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you all in our beautiful family. As earlier mentioned, in today's video, I'll be sharing some of the important changes that is going to take effect from today, Wednesday the 12th of April, about the UK immigration rules. We all know that on yearly basis, the UK government usually reviews their law and see how they can make amends, and also see how they can implement a lot of things, and also see where they can also make some corrections as well. So this year there have been so many changes. If you want to read the documents of the statement of changes in the UK immigration rules, there are lots of changes that will be taking effect from today, Wednesday 12th of April 2023. Amongst the whole changes that will take place from the 12th of April 2023, beginning from today, there are some vital ones that I think that may interest you and also will help guide you as you make your way to the UK, or if you're currently working in the UK. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is a formal introduction of the electronic travel authorization, which is the ETA scheme, into rules from the 12th of April 2023. So this is beginning from today. For those who are planning to come to the UK from any of the EU countries, like we know that the Brexit has taken place and the UK is no more with the EU. So if you're planning to come to the UK from any of the EU countries, you will need your ETA, which is the electronic travel authorization. It's just like an e-visa that allows those in the EU to come to the UK for holiday or for whatever they want to do for a period of time. So you don't really need to go and apply for visa to come to the UK, because the UK is no longer with the EU. You just need the electronic travel authorization, which you will need to apply for. Fees for this ETA has not been stated, so once it's uploaded, definitely I will come and share with you as well. So the second one, I know we interest a lot of people, because I know you don't want to work in organization or in an industry that you'll be working from year 1 to year 2, year in year out, without any changes to your pay. So on yearly basis, the UK government reviews and see how much that can be added to the minimum wage. And also when the UK government does that, they also look at the sick pay, they look at the maternity pay, paternity pay, like bereavement pay, every figure they usually pay to an employee. They look at it and also see how they can increase it. So if you're overseas and you're planning to move to the UK, like I know a lot of you are planning to do that, or if you're currently in the UK, just to let you know that for you to be eligible to apply for a skilled worker visa, or for you to be able to have a company that can sponsor you, which means that the company will give you the certificate of sponsorship, there is now an increase in the gross annual minimum salary threshold for sponsored workers assigned a certificate of sponsorship on or after the 12th of April. It has now been increased from 25,600 to 26,200 for skilled workers, and from 42,400 to 45,800 for senior stroke specialist workers, and also from 42,400 pounds to 45,800 pounds for UK expansion workers, which means that for you to be qualified to apply for a skilled worker visa, you have to earn between this category. But I'm also going to get the other figure. Working on hourly rate, it used to be £10.10 for you to be qualified to apply for a skilled worker visa, especially the care worker visa, but now it has increased to £10.75 per hour, which is a good news. So in order for you to get a company that can sponsor you to come to the UK to work, you need to earn a minimum of £10.75, which I do understand, and I know that a lot of companies usually pay more than that, especially care companies. I've seen some of my subscribers that their pay started from £12.50, £12, £11, it all depends. But in the statement of change in the immigration rules, you have to earn a minimum of £10.75 for you to be eligible to apply for a skilled worker visa. So any organization that will employ you, needs to pay you a minimum of that amount. So which I will advise that when searching for jobs with visa sponsorship, if you see any job that will pay you less than £10.75, please do not apply for that job, because the company may not be able to sponsor you from overseas. But if you see a job that is between £10.75 and above, beginning from today, the 12th of April, please go ahead and apply for it, because that is a minimum amount you need to earn for you to be qualified to apply for a skilled worker visa. The third one is a rebrand of the Innovator route as Innovator founder, and the removal of the 50,000 capital requirement on the 13th of April. So this is going to kick off from tomorrow, which is the 13th of April. If you want to apply for an Innovator visa, do not need a £50,000 capital to show to be qualified to apply for the Innovator visa, and it is now Innovator founder, so you don't really need to show that amount. And also to let you know that there are some jobs that have been recently added to the shortage occupation list, which I'm also going to leave on the screen for you to see. So these jobs you're seeing on the screen can sponsor you to come to the UK to work, provided you are able to get these categories of job in any of the organizations that are licensed to sponsor you. So these jobs were just recently added to the shortage occupation list, which I would say, if you have been struggling to get a care job, start looking at these other ones to see if you can find any suitable role for yourself and update your CV, then start applying. So there is another recent change that a lot of people are not aware of. A lot of people don't talk about it. Just as you can see on my screen, for adult dependent relatives, the ADRO route allows an individual with ongoing care needs to live with a qualifying close relative, that's the sponsor, who is in the UK, provided the applicant can demonstrate the relationship and that as a result of age, illness or disability, that they require a level of long-term personal care that can only be provided in the UK by their sponsor. So an applicant whose carer has temporary permission to stay in the UK will be granted permission which expires in line with their sponsors. So from what this says is that if you have a relative, of course I'm not praying that such things should happen, and I'm sure that you too should not be praying that your relative in the UK should be ill so that you can apply for this visa to come and help them. So this means that if you have a relative who is a resident in the UK and the relative is not well, and you are the one that wants to come over to take care of the relative, if the relative is on a temporary visa, let's say maybe the relative you've got that is in the UK that is ill is a student, and you are planning to come to the UK to look after the relative, now all you need to do is for you to apply for a visa that will enable you move to the UK and take care of this your relative who is not feeling fine. But the visa they will give you will be valid until the end date of the visa of your relative you're coming to look after. So that means that it will be expiring at the same time, provided the relative is on a temporary visa. It has recently been updated, and which says that the statement of changes now provides for an applicant to be granted immediate settlement where their sponsor is a British citizen or settled in the UK. So which means that if your sponsor, who is a relative who is not feeling fine, is a British citizen, relative is critically ill or cannot look after him or herself and wants another relative from overseas to come over to take care of them, but because this relative is a resident and a British citizen, you that is coming over to take care of this relative, instead of the home office to give you a visa for a short time like they will do for those who are on a temporary visa like study visa, visiting visa and so on, because this your relative is a permanent resident in the UK or a British citizen, instead of you to get that temporary visa to come over to take care of them, they will give you an immediate settlement beginning from this April 12th, 2023. So you don't need to apply for a visa that will be temporary if you're coming to look after a sick relative. But please don't pray for any of your relative in the UK to be ill, because it's not easy, especially when you're ill in a country that you don't really have so many people to look after you. Just keep praying for a good health for everybody. And if you're moving to the UK, you should move to look after yourself, to work and make money, and not to come to look for a relative. But like I said, I just needed to share this because this question has been asked in some of my videos, which is why I thought I should bring it to you, that moving forward from today the 12th of April 2023, if your relative is a permanent resident in the UK, if your relative is a British citizen, and the relative is ill and you are coming from overseas to look after the relative, you will get a direct settlement. As you can see on my screen, I'm just going to take that again. The statement of changes now provide for an applicant to be granted immediate settlement where their sponsor is a British citizen or settled in the UK. So your sponsor is a relative. So this is not organization now sponsoring you, is a relative that is sponsoring you to come over to the UK. So which I think is a good news, but at the same time also a bad news, because for you to be able to come to the UK to look after a sick relative, that person has to be really sick, or that person has to be critically ill, which is not what I'm praying for. But this is a recent change, which is why I thought I should share with you, so you know, for those that have asked me this question. So we're just going to go to the next change. So the next one is a technical changes to administrative review. A change is being made to tighten administrative review rules so that where a person is refused on both suitability and eligibility grounds, there is no right to administrative review, meaning a fresh application will be required in these instances. This does not prevent an appeal being submitted where a right of appeal on human rights ground is available. So what this means, that if you are applying for your visa and the Home Office has found out that let's use the proof of funds you have used as an example, that is not the legit one, it's not the real proof of funds. Maybe you have done some things to be able to get that proof of funds. If they find out that that is what you have done, your visa will be refused and you cannot appeal. Yeah, that's because you have not met the requirements. Or if your IELTS, I'm going to use that because that's one of the requirements if you're applying for a UK visa, especially if you're coming for a skilled worker visa, you will need to show the proof of English. Now, I have heard stories, and I have even had some of my subscribers asking me that, what if I use a fake IELTS, or what if I use a fake NARIC certificate? Do you think the UK Home Office will know? Guys, they will definitely know, which is why I will not advise you to use anything that is not original in applying for your UK visa. Once it's spotted, then it will be refused, and once it's refused, you do not have any right to appeal. Yeah, you do not have any right to appeal because you're applying for a point-based visa. If you're refused a point-based visa, you have the chances to appeal. But if you are refused and you use a fake IELTS result, or you use a fake NARIC, or you use a fake proof of funds, or you use a fake any major document that is required for your visa to be processed, then you're not allowed to appeal. You're not allowed to appeal moving forward. So my advice is, when applying for your UK visa, ensure that every document you have put in place, including your marriage certificate, because they also check that as well. If you have put in a fake marriage certificate that you're married when you're not married, then if they find out, they are going to refuse your visa and you do not have any right to appeal, from what you can see on my screen. Like I said, always ensure that every document you're using is legit, is original. You're not forging any document. Once the Home Office sends that this document is fake, your next application will be properly reviewed. Like, they will look at everything, and if you have faked it again, they will refuse you. And if you carry on doing that, they will just ban you from applying for UK visa, which is why you have to be very careful when applying for your UK visa, when filling your form, when uploading your supporting documents. Just be careful and make sure that you use all the rights and required documents. So guys, these are the changes, and these changes are going to take effect from today. So I wish you good luck in your job application. I wish you good luck in your visa application, and please do like and share this video with your friends and loved ones so that they'll be aware of the recent changes that will enable them prepare well when applying for their visas or when applying for jobs in the UK. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this video, and if you find this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up. Also share and subscribe if you're yet to join our beautiful family. Thank you very much for watching, and see you right in my next video. Bye bye for now.